Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another fun-filled episode of the Blerd Assassin podcast. I'm Rob.
Stelio.
Back again, celebrating the newest season of our show. This will be the part 2 to 2021's best of the best year ever, because today celebrates a landmark occasion in the history of America, and we will definitely be discussing that, and we're referring to the insurrection. Now, for anybody who may not be aware or confused, as us saying that this is part 2 of a show that they never heard part 1 to, or even that it's our second season. We're on new platforms, starting off this season on new platforms. So hopefully, we've been growing and trying to get into better spaces with larger audiences. So hopefully the fans that are still sticking with us are sticking with us. Continue to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll continue to be here.
Where is this? How you find this?
This will be on Anchor, and we should now be on what's the other one? Spotify. So look for us on there at the Blerd Assassin podcast, as well as right here, giving you a little visuals to go along with this comedy that we constantly try to provide y'all with. Now, in regards to the insurrections, because that was a hell of a way to start off last year. So and today's the anniversary of that particular day. So though we did cover this just a little bit in part 1, we wanted to cover it more here. We feel this is a great two-part, second part to our two-part.
I think with Joe's speech today, we had a.
Joe's speech was pretty interesting. Now, I caught some highlights that he was, and I mean, he did go after Trump from what I've heard and seen.
Finally, he still didn't say his name. Never did say his name, but he kept saying the former president.
That's like a rapper tactic.
It was.
He was a sneak dissing
on my mixtape.
We knew who he was talking about, but
I know who he is. But he was he didn't hold too much back other than the name, But he said what needed to be said. Finally, I think could have said more, really,
definitely. Yeah,
they keep alluding to we're gonna go as high as the evidence take us. I'm like, what evidence do you need besides the shit he said on TV? So go down there and bust that shit up.
They were recapping all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like my thing prior to the insurrection, the June of 2020, during peaceful protests, due to who the Trump administration, the news media, all attributed to Antifa, attacked a church, the night before. Spray painted some random stuff that doesn't really seem like, I hate to say it doesn't seem like a black person would have spray painted this or took the time to spray paint this. Let alone black people not really going to be that destructive to churches. But that's neither here nor there.
Republicans ain't all that bright, so it could have been one of them.
It might have been.
Could have been one of them.
Following that incident that evening, the next day there was a peaceful protest in D.C. At the gate of the White House, and the the Capitol Police came out, flashbangs, and riding on horses.
Like this Million Man March shit up. We're not having this right here.
Immediately, flashbangs, bro. That's stuff you hear on Metal Gear. They use flashbangs in Metal Gear. They use them on peaceful protesters, which is the habit of the people in power throughout the world. If it's not flashbangs, it's dogs or hoses.
I watched them clear out protesters so that Trump could take a picture on
That's what I'm saying.
On the stairs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the day it happened. They cleared all that so he could walk across the street. They say this is the president's church. All the presidents go to this church.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
But everybody got flash banged and chased out with horse-mounted police officers. I can just imagine him just swinging the baton like a character in Braveheart, side to side. But it's from that, he went to take a picture and held up a Bible, gave a speech, and they asked, "Was that your Bible?" And he said, "It's a Bible." Okay, so, but the fact that they went through that much
I ain't
trouble,
solid gold. You think I'm gonna just be out here with my shit? What's wrong with you?
I think Trump would have. If he had a solid gold Bible, he would have definitely walked. That was he.
Wear it around his neck
He
on a
pulled a
chain.
stunt. You know, like that was a stunt. Like I can walk through this crowd of peaceful protesters
Like
who
a
are
hole.
right, yeah, and do my thing. Now the Capitol Police were armed with flashbangs and flash grenades and what is it, horses. Yeah, January 6th.
Yeah.
That did not happen. They basically
They had like the night shift there.
they had their sidearms. You know, they had
Wasn't enough
mace.
of 'em. Yeah.
Yet and still, these people were allowed to cross so many barriers that us as Americans know, like, that's a no zone. Like you don't walk that in that front lawn of the Capitol building
No.
or the White House or anything. You stay off of all that. And it's the fact that they got this close and nothing
Don't
happened.
even have car trouble on the block.
Right. We're gonna be
doing?
on you.
Yeah, you lost.
You know, so where was the Capitol Police that were so on guard that day, knowing that Trump had just spoke at a rally, it was full of these people
Yeah.
who were there,
And
who were already under the watchful eye, supposedly, of
There's a
you know,
battalion of thugs
investigative
right around the
authorities.
corner, and y'all don't have nobody on
The B
schedule,
team,
on
they had the
schedule.
C team out there.
Yeah.
You know,
They just
they
was-
yelled at
everybody-
them a little bit, and then they just broke the barrier and ran through. And it's like, at no point in time, like,
I wonder how much did they make? Because I don't know.
how much did they
put
get any bonuses?
I put this barrier here
Christmas
for a
bonus.
reason. If they ain't respecting it, I don't know what to tell you, man. They fought back though. I saw some of them fight.
Some
back.
of them fought back.
The
Some
one
of them
dude
just
shot
got
that bro.
overwhelmed.
He shot that
He
bro
sh-
out the thing. Like I ain't
he sh-
playing.
he
I bet everybody got real calm up
The
there.
insurrectionist.
Yeah, it won't be no more.
Like it
blast.
was crazy.
When they was breaking those windows, I can't believe like one of them didn't get shot out that window.
The first one.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
first one
very
is supposed
first
to
one.
get shot.
Somebody
From what
should-
we've been told about America and led to believe,
Yeah.
you know,
Somebody should have leaned out with a look on his face. I can't believe you just did that. And then said everybody else and said, "Go line up on the fence. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?" But I don't know. They handled them a little different. I can't tell you why for the life of me.
me neither.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a mystery to all of why they handled them much more different than those
don't kid
horrible,
gloves.
peaceful protesters.
Even the way they're
that
prosecuting
got
them right now,
flashbanged.
like the money that they're having them pay, like it's nothing. Like for all the damage that was done, and like it's just I don't know. They definitely handle them with kid gloves, but
Very much. Like, and,
you want them swinging in the front yard, swinging from trees.
I mean,
They're
yeah, I
definitely not doing
do.
that.
As an American, as a red-blooded American, I wholeheartedly believe that anybody.
As a patriot.
I'm a patriot.
Yeah.
I'm a patriot. I'm an American. I believe in what this country stands for outside of its racist and its bigoted old grandfather beliefs. You know, I mean,
Other
outside
than
of that, yeah. Other than that,
Yeah, other than
this
that.
is America. This is the home of the free, land of the brave. You know, and you know, for those people to get away with what we've been told is unforgivable growing up. You know, we're from the '80s. You know, like American history was like drilled into our brains since first grade. Like we knew about George Washington and the red coats and all those people, like,
The red coats.
you know, like all that. We understood what that was drilled into us. You know, like they taught us, or we learned, you know, the black experience later on. You know, depending on who your
Watch
parents
Eyes
were.
on the Prize. I don't know if y'all know about that. If you do, you're old as hell. Yeah, keep your
They
eyes
showed
on
us
the
that,
prize. Yeah, every year.
I remember, like we experienced that, but like we were raised to be patriots, and I believe it in some form or fashion. You know, that type of propaganda, you know, drilled and programmed into children's heads happens in every country. You know, there has to be some pride in your country. These are the future people who are going to go out there and fight for the country.
Yeah,
So
we
it starts at an early
We were
age.
still doing the pledge.
We were still doing the
morning.
pledge.
Yeah,
That's a hell of a pledge.
yeah. We were still doing the pledge.
Like every
There wasn't no question.
morning.
Like, was you doing it?
Mm.
Yeah, so I survived all that.
We did, but
Yeah.
I view America as that America that I was instilled with. Like, no matter what, like if you do anything outside of a peaceful protest, you need to be ready for it. You better be ready for it. But America is going to respond in a certain way. So you know, the best way to go about it is peaceful until there's a reason to not be peaceful. That's how I see it. But these people took it upon themselves to move forward with just violent acts off rip. They didn't stop at the barriers. You know what I'm saying? They did not stop at those barriers.
Guys, the casualty of this is Jimmy Pesto on fucking Bob's Burgers. He was one of the guys there. He got fired.
Rest in peace, your career, damn. Jimmy Pesto.
Damn, Jimmy, what's wrong with you? But he's that kind of guy. If you ever watch Bob Burgers, he's definitely that kind of guy.
It definitely seems like Jimmy Pesto would have went to the Insurrection, man.
Yeah.
But that's what it was. Regular people, business people, people apparently in league with
probably the
news
same
outlets,
that had the torches,
government.
The tiki torches. Like I guarantee you, like 40% of that crowd was tiki torch guys.
Tiki torch and khaki.
They're like, man, I'm on a world tour. First the torches, now this.
That's
clown.
That's the fact that these people are allowed to get away with this.
One of them wore some furry shoulder pads and like fucking
dressed like some medicine man,
or like
some Viking medicine man.
Look like the killer on a motherfucking pedophile movie to me. Like,
running through the cave that the little kids are trying to escape.
Now that you defeat all pedophiles, you fight the last boss. Whatever fucking furry shoulder pad man with the fucking antlers. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude?
Now that guy took all that shit off and went on a hunger strike of some sort.
Yeah, like it was calling him a shaman or some shit.
Yeah, the shaman.
Yeah,
the Insurrection shaman.
Like, hey, so look, when you showed up and he was there, then you start thinking I might be in the wrong spot. Like, that might not have been a good idea. They're like, no, hell yeah, the shaman. We need. Nah.
This is exactly what we need.
We need
like, this guy was missing
to lead us to victory today. We will stop the steal. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that was their mascot.
I'm glad they didn't shoot them all because you think about how many crazy people was there. You know, you shouldn't be shooting crazy people. I don't think.
No. A lot of these people were in their right mind. I believe there was more people in their right mind. Far more people in their right mind.
Just trash
than crazy people.
Yeah.
My thing was, remember the little armless and legless person that somehow got in there also?
What?
They were calling this person like a chicken McNugget. They came in their wheelchair. And they called him like this chicken McNugget came in.
Why would you do that to yourself? Like,
why would whoever brought them there? Like, they had to get up the steps somehow. They didn't take the handicap entrance and shit through that. Somebody carried them. Like, why y'all went through the trouble of bringing this person in here? Y'all talked this person into this shit.
He couldn't miss out on it, man. It had to be part of history. Like, all the pictures gonna be there. You should come.
Now that's the guy say don't shoot. They should not shoot the chicken McNugget guy.
Man, they could have threw him in there. Those motherfuckers. Like, if they make a small hole, he can get through that shit. Like, nah, he's deadly. He's deadly too.
He gonna gnaw his way onto the locks. Turn the locks with his teeth.
Like, let me hop after you, and he just start like Pickle Rick after your ass. Nah, I can't allow it.
He's the one guy that he shouldn't have got. Either shot or harm.
Like, man, you put a lot of effort in it.
Hey, but I haven't seen anything on that person.
You a little more severely. Like, what the fuck is your problem? I'm definitely not gonna have this shit. I'll have my foot on his head talking to the rest of the crowd. Like, who the fuck brought him? Who brought him?
I say one for good measurement. No, they're half a person. One for good.
Who brought this fucking?
You got to treat them equally. You can't treat them equally or any more hard.
They should have brought him with a gimp mask on. It made him real scary. If you saw that thing when you came around like talking about stop in the name of the goddamn what the fuck, I would turn around and ran. Like they brought a mutant. They brought a fucking gimp with them. Nah. See, they didn't even know how to fucking have an insurrection. If you're gonna have a fucking,
they apparently did. They got away with it. They got away with that and more.
Because he didn't have a mask on.
But throughout everybody who's been, I've never seen that person being like, they didn't make the news after that. Like, hey, this person was found guilty. This is real life. That little motherfucking getting no close up Facebook picture with no arms and stuff like posted and like for the world to see. We haven't heard from that motherfucker again. I think that person got a pass.
Put him in a house and close all the doors.
That's
your punishment. If you can get out
they didn't know him before.
If you can get out of this, and like all the doorknobs are at regular height. Like if you can get out of this, then you deserve to live, because we're not feeding you nothing.
It's
fucked up.
That was their insurrection.
He's probably a veteran, and I just said a lot of jokes.
Nah, this person, it looked like a person who was like born that way.
That's even worse.
Yeah, but they made it up.
Shame on you.
Hey, we would not be fair if we did not treat this person like every other person.
He showed up. He wanted all the glory.
He wanted all the jokes.
So you getting them? Yeah. Damn.
But
I wish we had. I hope there's a picture of him on the.
Oh, it will be. You better
Yeah.
believe it.
And
It's
then
gonna be one.
when we talk about getting out of that house, like do a picture with somebody sucking on a doorknob and shit, like a Steelers fan. Like this is how Steelers fans open doors. One of them pictures, right there.
Just gonna resort back to Steelers
Yeah,
fans
fuck
this
them
season.
guys, man.
Funny.
They sacked Baker Mayfield 9 times. I want Baker gone. All right, let's move on. Let's move.
The fact that Trump was able to rile up these people, like, and they were willing to even come that far that day, saying, we knew what was happening online. Somebody brought to my attention, like I said, they brought to my attention that you were talking about this and you wanted to see what happened. I wanted to see what happened. I wanted to see if they would treat these people like the Americans should treat insurrectionists and treacherous traitors, Benedict Arnold type people. That's what I expect America to do. I expected it to conduct itself in that manner. And the fact that it did not, I'm disappointed. I am thoroughly disappointed. I can't.
I'm not surprised though. Like, I mean, these are the same guys. Like
Not even one? No hanging? There is no hanging going on.
I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not surprised at any of this. Like the fact that they got so worked up. Like you let Trump work you into a frenzy to the point that you got violent and now you're about to do time.
They came in a frenzy. The lady
These
who
are the same
wrote
guys who like they say shit like Reagan love, like they like people who ain't that smart but who are stars. They can relate to that shit. Like that's very impressive to them. Like because they ain't that smart. And like shiny things still like, oh shit, oh man, that's good. That's beautiful. He's a good businessman, I heard them say. Like that's something
he should be running.
Like these same
he should
guys
be running the country.
Yeah, these is like it don't take a lot to sway their opinion.
Not at all.
Nick Saban could have got them to fucking do that. I think he's got in Alabama, so
if they wanted,
I'm pretty sure Nick Saban could have got them to fucking.
If they wanted to do it right, they should have got the Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban. See, no, they kind of think he's an uppity, like elitist and shit, and
no more than Trump.
No, they think Trump. They think Trump is like one of them. Like
now
they say he's a tell it like it is. He's like a regular type of guy. He only used $100 bills to wipe his ass. He don't light his cigars with them. Like he's a down to earth billionaire.
Nowadays they think that. Yeah, they've been defending him since day one.
Like he's an anti-politician. they just say a lot of shit. Like it doesn't matter where the conversation actually starts. They're gonna end with build that fucking wall and drain the swamp. Just fucking cliches that don't mean nothing.
It's
build that wall.
And they didn't get anything that the regular man, the common man, the common American man who may be white, who voted for Trump, didn't get shit from what they was being promised. They didn't even get that wall built. He promised them the biggest intangible thing that any president has ever bought.
Like 300 yards of a wall. I mean,
no, they said that shit was already there.
Yeah.
From what I hear, there was a wall like already being built, or parts of a wall already there, and he just took credit for it. Maybe they did build onto that, but
he probably attached on to it. Yeah, so all this is mine now.
That's what they got for 4 years of their issues.
Tetris. All this shit's mine.
It's it was I don't know. It was a serious change in the guard, and they all shut the fuck up, after that insurrection a bit. But I mean, it's.
Well, some of them still talking because they're trying to paint it like it wasn't like they don't like to use the word insurrection or riot, any of that. They say protesters and they even call them patriots. Some of them, like they said it was confused.
No, you weren't confused. Yeah. Confused by who? By Trump?
By that fucking inbreeding.
all that goat fucking as a child.
Yeah, that
discombobulated my medulla album. No. But they did what they did, and there's been no serious backlash. They spent a little bit of time in jail, some of them. They're taking the best pleas ever. They're marching into the Capitol building with zip ties. The fact that nobody's going back to people being hanged.
Some of them is on house arrest.
Somebody needs to be hanged. Like, he be on house arrest.
They're making requests like, I want to, because they ain't allowed to use the internet. That's one of their things. If you're gonna be on house arrest, because apparently you too dumb to use the internet, you might end up busting in the damn Capitol building. So the one dude said, "Can I use dating sites?" Like, who the fuck is dating this guy?
Oh, probably.
Who dating
Hey,
this dude?
you'd be
Those
surprised.
chicks that say "grab me by the pussy," they wear those shirts.
Yeah,
that say "grab me."
them.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
chicks that
like,
fucked.
I want
What was
some
his
of that
name?
Patriot right there.
What was it, like Jeffrey Dahmer or what? Those fucking Ted Bundy.
Ted
The chicks that
Bundy's-
fucked Ted Bundy. Those
Ted Bundy had game though. They said. You know,
So do
like-
these
like,
fucking zip
nah.
tie, like moose hat wearing motherfuckers
so?
who fucking broke windows
You
in
wanna
the
go off the
Capitol
grid with
building.
me, baby?
Of course they do. Like anything,
You want
yeah.
to throw the rest of your life away?
Hey, bro,
One day,
there's so many
If you're
potential.
lucky, you can get caught on video with me going into the Capitol building with zip ties on my shit,
Bruh.
and you can be standing next to me like doing this with like the bars and stars on your chest. Like, if you're lucky, stick with me, kid. You're going places. Like, who the fuck's that?
That's what I'm saying. They're all potential. It was so many potential Mansons
Man.
in that fucking insurrection, and they're just
had like some
they got a slap on the wrist.
fuckables. Like they don't. We talking
You
about,
going
we
back to-
talking about some unibrow bitches that was out there with them, like some tough, like they wear
Tough
fucking
lunatics.
flannels. Yeah, he had to rip that shirt to fucking wear that flannel. He had to earn that.
It was a rough thing to watch, man. We're still seeing it play out. Like there should have been hangings. They should have been. They all have the
There'll be no
right
hangings,
to was it a speedy trial or what have you? Should have been a lot of that.
Ain't gonna be
And
no hangings, like,
you know,
nah.
should have just got it out the way. You know, because their parents were in on it too.
It was like a
their
timber
in-laws. There was so many more people that were involved in it, related to these people who have been caught, and they're getting off scot
It was a
free.
temper tantrum, like the country's bad son. Just really went too far this time. But you still gonna fuck with him because that's your son. Like you need him. But it was a temper tantrum, and they ain't gonna really get a real spanking.
Like you're
They gonna
acting
get a-
like these
you get a
niggers.
timeout, yeah.
You're out here acting like these
They about to get a
niggers.
timeout,
Like
yeah.
we expect better from you.
you're acting
but
like
they
thugs.
but they get worse. They get worse, than us. Like
And
much
everybody
worse.
knows that when you treat a child like that, they're gonna be twice as bad the next tantrum. But we'll see. I mean, like they're giving guys like 60 days in jail. 60 days.
No hangings.
It would be 60 bodies if any of those dudes was Jamal or Tyrone, or it would be bodies. They said they got 6 bodies total, but they counting dudes who died like weeks later, like
They count,
had a
bruh.
stroke.
But they counted that one who had a stroke the day after.
Yeah.
I seen footage today where they were they were trying to break down or press through this door, and this cop was just there. Like he was a young dude. He was like screaming, not screaming, like yelling, like in pain, like because they're trying to
Oh, I saw
use
that,
him.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
this is fucking like.
But I'm like, where's his pistol the whole time? Like,
Where's the Blue
it should've
Lives
been-
bladder?
There should be a bunch of fucking bellies full of lead. Like I would have been like, oh, get off me, and you're shooting people in the gut. Like what the fuck? I saw one where it was 2 people with their guns drawn, like on both sides of this door, and they was trying to bust through the door. Like they had glass busted out, and you could see like their faces. I'm like, why is his face not blown off right now? Like what type of cops are these? Like Dayton PD would have fucked them up.
I think Dayton PD would have been
The sheriff, that's who we
much
need. The
better.
sheriff, that's who fucked you up. I got 3 taser stories from the sheriff. I'm not sharing any of them today.
They're all dead eye.
Not today.
I mean, I will just continue to pay attention to this particular story because this is the first time this has ever happened in America, and people have not been hanged or shot. So I'm interested to see how far this is carried out. If they do find any leaders of this, which we're just placing all the blame on Trump, but there's sales of these people throughout America, and that's the danger of this. We're still going into yet another new year where America will not admit that white supremacy is a serious problem. It's white supremacy and misinformation. They're neck and neck, and white supremacy is really still.
I heard
cut
the words
above all.
defecating in the hallway today on this speech.
They were shitting in the hallway.
Defecating in the hallway.
Hold on. So
That's what Joe Biden said in his speech. I don't know.
Somebody was shitting in the
Or
hallway.
maybe it was the news guy after Joe, but somebody said defecating in the hallway. I was like, fucking Alabama fans, fucking Steelers.
So, like pipe bombs and cow drops, just throughout.
I forgot about the pipe bomb guy who was just walking around like he was like dropping Easter eggs for a hunt. Like he was dropping bombs. Like
Hey.
he was so casual.
Hey, dude who was shitting was probably marking the spots.
Yeah. Like right here. A little shit emoji on your fucking app. That's how you find them. Oh, that's fucked up.
Like that Pokemon game. But yeah, we make a joke out of it, but
They
it's
still
something
don't even know if
serious,
that was
man.
a dude or a
That.
chick.
We don't know who it is. Like, yeah, it's
Phantom shitter. Yeah. Dropping pipe bombs.
could have been the same person. It could be the same person.
Defecating in the hallways and destroying fucking national monuments.
It's the insurrection, man.
They know how to have a party.
Yeah, they do.
The frat party just to overspill into the
That's
streets.
what it basically was. They're just
Yeah.
rambunctious boys and girls, like
boys.
doing the same thing. Imagine it. The people who are making the rules and bending the laws for these people are the 80-year-olds who have been doing this shit for them their entire life. Like, oh, they're just a rambunctious group. These people are now 50 now.
You remind me
You
of
know?
my nephew.
Yeah, you know,
He's a fuck up
60.
too. Yeah, he's a fuck up
fucking
too.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's the same people. Yeah, and like
One of the fucking lawmakers from the GOP win. I don't know which
that's
one.
why I said it was a lawmaker.
guarantee-
It was a
yeah.
lawmaker, and
Yeah.
I think like an officer, and like it was some other
They
shit
do what
like
they want.
happening. Like,
man, fuck y'all rules.
yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Keep tuning in for our second season. We'll continue to grow and continue to bring these jokes. And yeah, hit that like and subscribe again. We'll catch y'all next time.
Mine are satire, it's not jokes.
I make my way through the great old state, gliding like I'm a roller skate with dudes who work Section 8. While y'all let me just work the block off a minimum wage. But if you was smart, you knock off your boss and get you a raise. So fire away, here come the heavyweights with the Mo-Dog stats batch. But I ain't Lorenz Tate. In fact, I'm a wolf that run with the pack up in the middle of